Hi everyone and welcome back to Move with Izzy. I'm Izzy. I'm going to be taking us through a really fun workout that I'm excited to share with you today. It's going to focus on unilateral stability and also finding symmetry within our bodies. So look forward to that. It's going to be a great one today. I've got a little bit of equipment as well for us to play around with for our warm up for upper body. I've just grabbed out a couple dumbbells just to get our arms nice and warm. We'll be using the chi ball or Pilates ball throughout today's workout as well. I've got mine almost pumped the full way up minus a little bit, so it's a little bit squishy. And then at the very end, I'll grab out my box. You can probably do this one without the box if you prefer though, or you don't have access to one. For your warm-up today, it's going to be a red, blue and yellow spring as your base option. So one heavy, medium, one light. A red, red, yellow as your intermediate, so two heavies and one light. Or a red, red, blue as your more advanced challenge option there. So two heavies and one medium. From there, we're going to take a lie down on our backs for our stretch. So bring yourselves down. Once we're down there, hands are going to come nice and wide on those shoulder blocks. Feet are going to be nice and wide on that foot bar there. We're just starting off with that nice gentle tick-tock of those legs from side to side here. This is a really great one just to have that little bit more mobility deep within the hips, but also start to work on that rotation through particularly our lower backs here. So those upper backs should be pretty anchored down to your carriage, especially with those arms holding onto your shoulder blocks here. Just that lower back is going for that little bit more of a twist of a wind up there. Now you can play around with this one to make it a little bit more hip dominant or a little bit more lower back dominant. If you bring those feet, bring those knees together, it'll naturally become a little bit more strong through the lower back. If we bring those legs wide apart, then you can focus a little bit more on that internal and external rotation through that hip joint. Nice. Let's go for your last three like this. We'll just hold it each way. In, two. Good. On your next one, just rock over to one side. Hold it there for me. Gaze can turn the opposite direction. Lift that opposite hip up. Twist that little bit further. Last three here. Last two. Good. On that last one, just switching over sides. Gaze goes the opposite direction. Lift that opposite hip up. Last three here. Last two. And last one, bring it in. All right, we're gonna go for a little bit of footwork for our warm up today. So grab out those dumbbells. Heels are gonna start off just in the center of that foot bar, about a hip's distance apart. Arms are gonna be nice and wide, like we're riding a motorcycle for our chest press here. Let's start with those legs. We're gonna press that foot bar away, straighten the knees, and then control that carriage back in. We press it out, we bring it back in. To add the arms, press out, press the dumbbells up. We bring everything down, everything in together. Press out, press up, bring it all the way in together. Beautiful. So pressing those arms as we extend those legs, controlling it back in. Beautiful. Let's use that exhale breath on the way out. Inhale on the way back in. Exhale out, inhale on the way back in. Now our footwork, beloved footwork, is an amazing warm-up exercise, just getting the blood pumping around our body here, moving through that triple extension through our knees, through those hips. Beautiful, getting those arms, that chest going as well. Beautiful. We're just gonna go here for another 12, not too long in this one. We're going to hold halfway in 5, hold halfway in 3, in 2. On our next one, press out, bring those knees back halfway for me. Can we just go the arms? Press the arms up and down. Arms up and down. Is your rib cage still closed here? Is that belly button drawing down towards your spine? A little bit of activation through those deep cores, through that transverse abdominis for us. Nice. Can we go for another 5? We're going to finish off pulsing those legs. In 3, in 2, Last one, hold the dumbbells up. Can we go for a really slow controlled pulse of those carriages? Out an inch and in an inch here. Just here for 10, 9, 8, 7, pressing through those heels for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press all the way out, all the way back in. Little switch up here. Toes are going to come down onto the foot bar now, still keeping that parallel positioning of our knees, hips, and ankles for me. With this one, let's start with those arms, just reaching up to the sky for me. Beautiful. Lift up those heels. Let's go for those legs pressing all the way out, all the way back in. With this one, I want you to imagine like you're wearing some stilettos here, or we're really trying to maintain that sort of calf raise-like positioning through this whole exercise. So keep those heels lifted as far away from that foot bar as possible so we can really activate through those calves. Good. If you want more, next time you close in, can we open those arms wide? For our fly, we press those arms again up to the sky as we press those legs away. So we open those arms out, close in, lift those arms up, we press away there. Good. So working through that chest fly and those leg presses or that footwork. Beautiful. Keep pressing through those toes for me. Lovely. We're in 5. We're going to start to add our calf raise as well. Meet me with those legs and those arms long. In 3. In 2. On your next one, press everything out. Hold it there. Just those heels are going to lower underneath that foot bar. We press back up. We control all the way back in. We press out. Heels lower. Lift. All the way back in. Good. Press out. We lower, lift, all the way back in. If you want, start to add a little skull crusher here as you go for that calf raise. So lowering those dumbbells overhead as we lower the heels, pressing them back to the sky as we lift the heels, then bringing it all the way back in. Nice work. We're here just for another 8. We're going to finish off just working that calf raise and that skull crusher. In 6. Last 5. Hold it out. In 3. In 2. On your next one, hold it out. Just that calf raise and that skull crusher if it's for you here. Beautiful. So lowering those heels underneath the foot bar, lifting everything back up. We lower and we lift. We're here for 8. Keep it going, really squeezing, pressing, particularly through that big toe for me. Beautiful. Keep it going. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way out and all the way back in. If you need it, take a quick little shake out of those legs. We're going to start to bring ourselves up now and get into more of the body of our class. So dumbbells are actually done for today. They can go out of the way, they can go off to the side. And we're going to instead grab out our squishy ball, so our big chi ball there. For our springs, for this next little bit of work, we're going to be working some stability-based standing leg work. One blue or one medium is going to be your base option. One blue or one medium on the top row of notches is going to be your intermediate option, or a blue and a yellow, so a medium and a light, is going to be your advanced option. Once we have our springs set, we're going to set ourselves up. Now this is a little bit wobbly here. Ball is going to come down on the ground a little bit back behind the base of that foot bar there. From here, we're going to set ourselves up for a lunge, but the foot that's going to stay on the ground is going to find its heel in the center of that ball. Toes and ball of the foot is going to come down to the ground in front of us. Kind of like, again, you're wearing that stiletto, you've got that heel nice and lifted. I like hands on the foot bar. Just get yourself in position for a lunge here. Other foot comes back to find that shoulder block And then without wobbling too much, hopefully, we're going to stand ourselves up ready for our lunge here. Deep breath in to prepare. Let's give it a go. So press back with that back leg. Nice and slow, we start to bend through that front knee. We find our lunge. Good. We bring it all the way back up. We stand up nice and tall. Hopefully this feels a little bit wobbly, so take it a little bit slower than usual. Really focusing in on that control as we lower down, that control as we bring it all the way back up each time. With this one as well, hopefully you'll feel that, or notice that that heel is lifted with this one. Naturally, with our heel being lifted, it should recruit a little bit more activity from our quad muscles, so from the front of that thigh. The front of our thigh really is nicely connected into our knee. So as we move in and out of this one, I really want us to focus in on what that front knee is doing. Really make sure it's in a really nice position in relation to your ankle. So we're getting the best activation here. We're working that best form. So knee should be pointing right over our second toe as we lunge down. It's staying fairly stacked on top of that ankle. All right, to add on, next time you come down, hold it there. Can we add a little pulse? Up an inch, down an inch. We bring it all the way back up. Beautiful. Taking it slow. It is that balance challenge as well. Adding on that pulse for that little bit more. Hopefully with this one too, we'll also start to feel that calf muscle, of course, working, of course, warming up. Maybe some of those smaller muscles in and around the foot as well, as it holds that little lift in the heel. Good. We're just working here for another 10. Not a very long one. Bear with me. Embrace the little shakes. Good. We're here for 6. Keep it going. Keep that nice slow pace going. In 4, we're going to hold it all the way down. We're going to work just that pulse. In 3, in 2, on your next one, just that pulse. Up an inch, down an inch here. I am shaking, I am wobbling. Keep it going though. Foot bar is there if you need that little bit of extra support. We're here for another 6. We're going to hold it low. In 3, in 2, good. Last one, hold it low. Can you stamp your heel down, down, down on that ball? Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, bring it in. Little bit wobbly, a little bit shaky there. Roll out the ankle if you need. I hate to inform you guys, but that is not it for our legs yet. We've got a little bit more to go. Ball from here is going to come and wedge itself in between your shoulder block and the carriage. And we're going to turn to face the reformer for a little bit of single leg squat work and a bit of skater work. So we're facing our reformer. The same foot that was on the ground is staying on the ground. Our other foot is going to come up and kind of wedge itself in between the ball and the carriage. Now I like for this one a little lift in the heel. I find I get better range, but if it feels more comfortable for you, you can have that foot flat. All right, let's give it a go. Hands behind head. Let's start with a little squat here. So we tip the bum back. We bring it all the way back up. So little tip back through the hips. We bring it back up. Good. Now, depending on the height of your carriage, the mobility you have, particularly through the front of your hips, if you're not finding you're getting much range here, then you can also do this one standing on the box, just so you can get that little bit lower and use a little bit less hip flexion in your carriage leg. So you can play around with this one if you need to here. Good. All right, let's go for another 3. We're going to hold it down, start to add on a skater at the bottom. In 2. Good. On our next one, hold it down nice and low. Can we start to glide that carriage out to the side? We glide it back in. We stand all the way up. So we tip those hips back, hold the weight over in that grounded leg. We glide that carriage out. We glide it back in. We bring it all the way back up. As we're going for that glide out and in of our carriage, nothing else should be moving here. So our knee is still pointing over that second toe. Our weight is in the heel of that grounded foot there. Our spine isn't doing any funny twisty motions here. We're not leaning towards our leg either. So nice and steady, we add that skater out. We control it back in. We bring the carriage up. Good work here, everyone. Let's go just for another 3. We're going to add on some rotation with our upper body here too. Good. For 2. Nice. On your next one, as you go for that skater out, can we rotate towards your foot bar with your upper body? We bring it all the way back in and all the way back up. So we squat down. We twist. We bring it in. We bring it up. Good. Squat, twist, in and up. Nice. Start to find a little bit of an increase in your tempo here if that feels good for you. And of course, if you can control the movements. If not, that's okay. You can take this one a little bit slower. But I find that little press, that little increase in pulse can just bring that little bit more spice into the glutes, which is what I'm looking for here. All right, let's go for another 5. We're going to meet down low, just go for that skater out and in. In 3. In 2. Good. On our next one, stay low, just that skate out and in. Out and in. Add that rotation. Out and in. Out and in. Good. Can we go that little bit lower? In that grounded leg. Stay nice and deep. Think about those hips really pressing back and tipping back behind you here. Good. We can almost think about that grounded knee or grounded leg corkscrewing outwards and opening up a little bit here. You should really feel that activation through the outside of that hip for me. Beautiful. We've got another 10 seconds to go. We're going to hold that leg out. In 6, in 5, hold it out. In 3, 2, last one, hold it out. Can we open those arms? Bring it back in, nothing else is moving. Keep that bottom knee nice and open. Keep that core switched on. That carriage leg is nice and extended. We're here for 5. We're gonna pulse it out. In 3, in 2, hold those arms open for 1. Can we just pulse? Think about those hips pulling back, back, back behind you. Last 6, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Little tap out of those legs. We're going to collect that ball and come and find a kneeling position on our carriage. Ready for some upper body. We'll give the legs a little rest. Okay, for our upper body springs, we're going to jump onto 1 yellow or 1 light spring as your base option. Yellow on the top row of notches, or 1 light on the top row of notches for your intermediate, or 1 blue as your more advanced option there, or 1 medium as the more advanced option. We're going to start off, balls come with us, and we're going to reach back just for 1 of your short straps. I've gone just with my right short strap there. Right short strap is coming into my right hand, and then both hands are going to hold my ball just in front of my chest, like I'm going to go for a bit of a netball pass of that ball there. We have those shoulders rolled back, our chest is nice and proud, our gaze is nice and lifted here as well. Good. From here, can we go just for that press out with that ball? We bring it back in. So starting off with a bit of a chest press here. We reach that ball out, we bring it back in. Now, hopefully right away, we can notice that that right hand has a little bit more weight in it than the left hand. Obviously, the right hand is the only arm that has that strap. But our challenge with this one is actually to find a bit of symmetry. So even though both arms are doing slightly different things here, both arms have different amounts of effort going through them right now, we're really trying to keep those elbows nice and symmetrical, our shoulders nice and level, and our spine, we don't want that twisting from side to side. It's nice and steady all the way up through center there. So imagine if that strap was invisible. Nobody should be able to guess which arm it's in. Good. If you want your breath work, we're exhaling as we press out, inhaling as it comes back in. So exhale out, inhale back in. Maybe you start to add that high kneel on. So lift those hips, we lift those arms, we bring it back in. Lift those hips, lift those arms, we bring it back in. Good. We're here for another 8. We're going to meet up high. We're going to start to add our wood chop. Good. Meet me up nice and high in 5. We're going to hold those arms nice and long. In 3. In 2. On your next one, press those arms out, lift those hips up, hold. From there, both arms stay long. We sweep that ball down towards our right hip. We sweep those straight arms back up. We bring it all the way back in. We press out, hold. We sweep it down. We sweep it back up. We bring it back in. Now this one's a little bit of a combo move here because we've got that sweep, that lift and lower with those arms, but we're also working through that rotation through our torso here as well. So keep the glutes switched on, lower body's not twisting anywhere, but that upper body, that chest is twisting around following that ball. We squeeze those abs as we sweep it back up, then we bring everything back in. Beautiful. Nice, really feel those obliques wrapping around your torso as we sweep those arms back in each time. We've got just another 10 seconds like this. Hopefully starting to feel it through the shoulder, a little bit through the quads maybe, and a little bit through those obliques. Good, we're meeting up high. We're gonna switch to go just for that wood chopper. In 5, hold it up for me. Good. In 3, in 2, on your next one, switch just to that wood chopper. So we sweep those arms down, we sweep them back up. Follow this with your gaze. Gaze follows down, we sweep back up. If anyone wants more here, you're welcome to rotate between one spinal twist, so holding those arms high, and one of those wood chops if that's for you, or if you're wanting to take off tension, of course that long loop is there, or you can find that low kneel for a bit less as well here. Good, keep those glutes switched on, keep that lower core nice and engaged for me. We're here just for another 8. Good, we're gonna hold it all the way up, finish off with those arms reaching forwards. In 5, in 4, reach it forwards for me. In 3, in 2, on your next one, sweep those arms up, hold them long. This is your last little push here. Can we squeeze in on that ball? Really reach those arms for me, lift those hips high. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, bring it in. That long loop can go away. Take a little roll out of those shoulders. Have a little shake, have a little shimmy. We're switching it straight up again to go for a little bit more core work now. So springs for our wheelbarrow exercise are going to be 1 blue spring as your base option, or 1 medium spring, 1 yellow spring or 1 light spring as your intermediate, or maybe you can try no springs as your advanced option there. Ball is going to come right up nice and high in between our thighs, so pretty close up towards your pelvis. Once you've got that in place, I like to just wiggle my hips back so my my feet can come into those shoulder blocks there. Hands are on our foot bar. The most important thing with this one is actually the setup and where we get our spine sitting and where we get our body sitting. So bear with me for a second. We're going to lift that chest up and away from our foot bar and start with our shoulders over our wrist. From here, we just want to unfold that carriage until we can find our half plank position. So until we've got that nice long line all the way from the back of the head, down through the tailbone and down out your knees as well here. Good. From there, hold that half plank, don't let it go anywhere, just your arms are going to do the moving. So just those arms are going to slide your carriage out, just those arms are going to slide it back in. Now as soon as you get that carriage back in, check out your form. Have those hips slipped backwards? Have we lost the positioning, that lift through the shoulders? If so, have that little reset, fix it back up, and then keep flowing with this exercise. So maintaining that tuck of the tail all the way under the entire way here as we slide that carriage out and as we bring it back in. Now these lighter springs are going to make it a little bit trickier for our core as we hit the depth of that exercise and as we slide that carriage back in. So if you want your breath work, I quite like to use my exhale as I slide the carriage back in. Otherwise, if it feels better for you, you're welcome to take it on the way out. Beautiful. I just find that this one's a little bit more effortful, particularly on, say, that yellow, or even those no springs definitely on the way back in here. Good. Now, depending on what you want to work on with this one, I do have a couple variations, a couple layers to add on if you want them. If you want a little bit more core, perhaps you slide out, you hold the carriage there, or take one arm to go for a big circle up and over, big circle up and in, and then slide back in. So starting to activate that little bit more through those obliques, keeping that carriage steady as we add on that rotational element there. Beautiful. If you prefer to work your upper body a little bit more, maybe each time you close the carriage in, you keep those elbows tucked in, you add in one little push up there for me. So a little bit of triceps. You're welcome to go for a combination of those two, just one or the other, or if you prefer to focus just on that original exercise, that is okay as well. You can work just on your wheelbarrow here. Beautiful. Now the whole time as we're working through any of these layers, can we keep a little squeeze on that ball in between our thighs here? Now that's going to help us contract and recruit our short adductor muscles or our smaller inner thigh muscles. That can really help us activate not just through our lower cores, but also keep our pelvic floors, keep our pelvis a little bit more steady here as well, which is really great when we're working our core work. Good. Let's go just for another 8 like this. We're going to finish off with a little hold all the way out. Lovely. In 5, hold it out for me. In 3. In 2. On your next one, just find that nice low wheelbarrow. Hold it there, close through those rib cages. Lift up through that pelvic floor. Can we tuck that tail, squeeze that ball that little bit more? We're just here for another 10. Can you go a little inch lower for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Find a quick little child's pose there. Just have a little stretch out. As you're looking down towards your springs, let's just change up those springs back to our upper body springs. So as one yellow as your base option, or one light, that is. One light / one yellow on the top row as your intermediate, or just one blue / one medium as your advanced option. All right, let's come back to even up those upper bodies. We're getting out our ball. I'm going to grab out my left short strap here. We're setting up for that chest press to start us off. So ball is coming in between both of those arms. It's coming in nice and close to my heart. I'm closing through that rib cage. I'm nice and lifted through my spine. Let's go for that press all the way out. We bring it back in. Good. We press it out. We bring it back in. Can we go for that exhale as we press away? Inhale, we bring it back in. Exhale, we press away. Inhale, we bring it back in. Now again, same as that first side, we've got the work over in our left arm. Our right arm isn't doing quite as much this time. But despite that, we're really trying to find that symmetry from side to side here. So particularly great with this one if you have a mirror in front of you. Maybe you can watch yourself in the mirror, check that those elbows are nice and even, check that the shoulders are nice and level, and really find that spine straight up and down through center here as well. If you don't have a mirror, try and watch those elbows in the periphery for me. And really have a good awareness of where your body is sitting. So try and grow nice and tall through your spine. Let's start to add that high kneel in if you want more. So we lift those hips up, reach the arms out. We bring everything back in together. Lift and we press. We bring everything back in together. Starting to add in that little tuck of the tail, that squeeze through those glutes, and that switch on particularly of that lower core here. Let's go for 5. We'll add on that wood chop. In 3, in 2. On your next one, we press forwards, hold it there. Arms are long, we sweep them down by our left hip. We sweep them back up in front of us. We bring it back in. So we press it forwards. We sweep it down. We sweep it up. We bring it back in. Now here we can start to add on that little rotational element through our upper spine, through that upper body. But again, keeping that lower body nice and stable, switching those glutes on. Beautiful. Nice work here, everyone. We've got just another 8 seconds like this before we switch just to that wood chopper. Beautiful. Meet me up nice and high. In 5. Last 3. Last 2. Good. On our next one, hold it high. Just that wood chopper for me. So we sweep those arms down. We sweep it back up. We sweep them down. We sweep it back up. Following that ball with your gaze here, swiveling through that chest, using our obliques, using our core to rotate us back in. If anyone wanted that little bit more, add on that spinal twist. Following that ball with your gaze here, swiveling through that chest, using our obliques, using our core to rotate us back in. If you want your breath work, inhale as we sweep down, exhale as we sweep back up here. We're here for 6, last 5, last 4, 3, 2, last one. Can we hold it forwards? Reach those arms for me, tuck those tails under. We're squeezing in on that ball. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Great job, everyone. Long loop can go away. Have a little roll out of our shoulders. Now we just have a little evening up to do for our legs on our second side now. So we're going to jump onto back onto one blue spring as your base option or one medium spring. Blue on the top row or medium on the top row as your intermediate, or blue and yellow, medium and light as your advanced. Once you have those springs set, we're going to start with that standing work on that second side. So ball, it's going to come down to the ground. We're going to find our heel towards the center of that ball. Toes come down onto the ground in front of it. I like to use the foot bar, just set myself up, bring myself up into that nice wobbly, kind of tricky standing position there. We're going to start off with our tippy bird lunge. So press that carriage back behind you. We have that bend through that front knee. We tip the chest forwards. Good. We squeeze everything, stay steady on the way back up there. Good. So starting really slow here. Controlling the body down, controlling the body back up. Again with this one, We've got that little lift in the heel, so we should be feeling it a little bit more through the front of the thigh. We've also got that lift in the heel, which will activate, hopefully, our calf muscle, as well as our little foot muscles as well. So feel the burn, feel the shake coming through the front of that leg there. Maybe as well we focus in on that knee alignment, so make sure it's pointing directly out over that second toe for me. It's not rocking towards the inside or the outside here. Good. In 3, we're going to start to add our pulse. So meet me at the bottom. Good. In 2. On our next one, let's add that pulse. So we press away, hold low. We slowly lift that carriage up an inch, down an inch. We bring it all the way back in. So adding on that pulse, increasing that time under tension. Feel the wobbles through those legs. Beautiful. I find the more I wobble, the more I like to switch on, particularly through the core muscles, find that lift, that activation through the pelvic floor. So at least then the center of me feels really stable. And I find the center, if that's really stable, then it can affect the rest of the chain as well. So immediately, if I've got all of that switched on, it feels a little bit more steady, it feels a little bit more controlled with the rest of my body as well. I say that as I'm shaking all over, so grain of salt always. All right, let's go for another 3. We're going to meet down low to work that pulse. In 2. Good. On our next one, hold it down, feel the burn. We're going to work that pulse. Stay low. We're up an inch, down an inch. Can this be the slowest pulse? Really slow, really controlled here. We're here for 8. We're going to stay low. We're going to finish off with that little stamp of the heel. In 3. In 2. Last one, stay low. That front heel presses down, down, down on that ball. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Bring it back in. Tap the glutes. We're almost there, everyone. Ball's going to come up, it wedges in between that shoulder block. We're going straight for it. Turn towards your carriage, wedge that foot in next to that ball. We're starting standing nice and tall. We'll go straight into that single leg squat here. So tip those hips back, we go for our squat. We bring it back up. We tip them back. We bring them back up. Now again, this is quite a lot of hip flexion or quite a deep range for this carriage leg. If that's not quite right for your body, as always, you can stand on the box just to take out some of that range. Beautiful, or just work in a bit of a smaller range with this one. I promise when we get to those skaters, you'll hopefully still feel it there. Good. Keep finding that nice form here as we start off with these squats. So weight pulling back into the heel of that standing leg. Start to feel that almost like corkscrew motion with this thigh twisting outwards. Beautiful, finding that little bit of extra engagement there. Let's go for 3. We're going to meet down low. In 2. Good. On our next one, come down low, hold it there. Just slide that carriage out to the side. We slide it back in. We bring it all the way back up. So we squat down, hold. We slide it out. We slide it back in, all the way back up there. Now again, as you're going for that slide of that leg out and in, the aim is to keep everything else nice and controlled, nice and stable. Nothing else is going anywhere apart from that carriage leg as it slides out, back in, and then we stand back up. So one that I really often see with this one that we kind of want to avoid here is we'll go for that slide out and in, but this knee, the grounded knee, will kind of go with us here. We're putting this knee in a really not very nice position for it. We want to keep that little bit of external rotation. We want to keep that pelvis centered as well here. Beautiful. Lovely, everyone. If you want a little bit more, as you go for that slide out and in, can we add that rotational element there of the upper body? So we squat down, we twist towards the foot bar, bring it back in, bring it back up. We're just here for another 8. We're gonna hold it down. Go just for those skaters for me. In 5, hold it down. In 3, in 2, on your next one, stay low, just that skater. We bring it out and back in, out and back in, add that rotation with the upper body. Again, have that little focus, that little check in with that grounded leg here as well. Make sure it's not going anywhere. It's nice and still, nice and steady. Beautiful. Keep this going. Feel the weight back in the heel of that grounded leg. Feel that little bit of rotation there as well. We're here for 8. We're going to hold that carriage out. In 6, meet me out nice and wide. In 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it out there for 1. Just those arms. They open, we bring it back in. They open, we bring it back in. Stay long with that carriage leg. Stay low with that grounded leg. We're here for 5. We're going to pulse it out. In 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. We are pulsing. Last little push. Can we rotate that chest that little bit more? Think about those hips pulling back, back, back behind you. Last 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back in. Tap out those glutes. Good job, everyone. Little shake, little shimmy. To finish off our spice today, we've got a little bit of core work since we haven't done too much today. So we're going to grab out our long box, or grab out our box. We're going to place it long ways on our carriage. So short edge up against those shoulder blocks. Long edge is coming down along the sides of our reformer there. Springs are staying the same. We're going to come and sit up on our box, just facing towards the back of our reformers here. Now, to set us up, we're just going to grab out both of our long loops. Long loops are going to come up and over our knees, like we're popping on a pair of pants here. So thread those feet into those long loops and bring them up and over our knees there. From here, wiggle yourself to sit right on the very, very, very edge of your box. Ball is going to glue in right in between your shoulder blades, and then we're slowly going to bring ourselves down on top of that ball. So the ball should end up in between those shoulder blades, just behind our backs there. All right, hands in our head. Feet can stay down on that headrest for now. We're going to start working through our crunches here. So inhale to prepare, we're reaching over that ball. Exhale, we lift that chest up, we find our crunch. Inhale, we lower down. Exhale, we lift. So just starting off with our crunches here. As we move through these first few, really start to think about that good form for our crunches. So trying to maintain that pelvis in neutral for me. Find that little lift through the pelvic floor. Beautiful. And really start to use that breath work as well here. So that exhale as you lift up, that inhale as we lower back down. Head is staying heavy in those hands here. It's just those cores doing the work. Good. Let's go for another 3. We're going to meet up in that crunch in 2. Good. As we come up into that next one, can we just hold it there? We're going to start to add some tabletop walks here. So one leg is going to pull into tabletop. Feel that resistance of your strap. We place it back down. Other leg. We draw it up. We place it down. Then we'll lie back over that ball. So one crunch up, hold. One walk on each leg. Feel that lower core activate. And then we lower back down. So here we should be feeling that upper part of our rectus abdominis as we go for our crunch, the lower part of our cores a little bit more as we go for those tabletop walks. So all the way up and down through those tummies, we should be feeling this activate here. Good, keep those elbows out wide, keep that belly button drawing in and drawing down here. Nice work. If anyone wants more, next time you lift up into your crunch, as you go for those tabletop walks, can we rotate towards that knee? Back down. We rotate towards it. Back down. We control back over that ball. This is really going to fire up those obliques. We already gave them a little bit of love earlier, but we're finishing them off now. Beautiful work, everyone. We're just here for another 10. We're going to meet up nice and high. We're going to walk it out. Beautiful. In 5, lift it all the way up for me. In 4, in 3, in 2. On your next one, just hold that crunch up. We're walking through those legs. Now you can do this just in parallel if that feels good for you, or you can start to add in that oblique twist if you want that extra spice here. So rotating towards those knees if you want that little bit more. Beautiful, keep breathing through it. This is our last 8 like this. We're gonna hold it up. We're gonna pulse it out. In 6, in 5, meet me up high. In 3, 2, last one, hold it there. Can we pulse that knee in, rotate that chest that little bit more. We're here for 5, we're gonna switch it over. In 3, 2, 1, switch it over, keep it going. We're pulsing that knee in. Last 6, 5, we're gonna stretch it out in 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg down. Lower that chest. Have a nice stretch over that ball. Reach those arms overhead here. One nice breath in. One nice breath out. We're going to scoop ourselves up. Alrighty, we're just about to finish off for today. Ball is done for today, so it can go off to the side. Straps can also come off our legs here. Beautiful. Now, if you're not already on a blue spring, we're just going to switch our springs to one blue spring so that we're ready to go for our mermaids. Once you have got that blue spring set, meet me on your box. We're going to start just in our side sit position. So rather than that full mermaid position, just kind of swinging those legs just off to the side there today. Hand finds the foot bar. We're going to reach up and over, feel that stretch through those abs as we go for that little reach away. We're going to bring it all the way back in, and this is where the box really comes in handy. We're going to reverse that mermaid, reach over that box, go that little bit lower, reaching down towards that headrest there. Beautiful. So we reach up and over, press away, feel that length through the side body. We reverse it back the other direction. Again, reverse that mermaid, go that little bit lower here. To add on, if it feels good for you, perhaps both hands lower down onto that foot bar, we reach away. And to add on more, maybe that top leg finds that two-way stretch here. So pressing away with those arms, pressing away with that back leg there. We close it all the way in. We reach up and over. Just your last 5 here. Taking any variations that work for your body, leaving the ones that don't today. Last 3. Last 2. To finish off, just hold whatever position feels good for your body here. Maybe reaching, maybe going for that mermaid, whatever feels good. This is your last 3, last 2, and softly bring that body back in there. We're going to even up the other side right away for today. So swing yourself around. Again, find that side sit position. Feet are coming off towards the back of the reformer. Let's go for that big mermaid. We reach up and over. Find that press away. We go up and over. Reach over that box. So finding that mermaid. Pressing away. Reversing. We bring it back the other direction. Beautiful. Again, if it feels good for you, perhaps you take both of those hands onto the foot bar there. You press all the way away, reaching with that opposite leg as well, pressing that toe away from your body. Good. We bring it back in. We reverse that mermaid. We've got our last few moments here. Taking these last few movements, these last few moments, just to thank your body for the hard work you have done in class today. Thank your body for the hard work you have done over the day, over the week, over the month just gone. On your next one, maybe you just hold it down for that extra moment. Take one last big breath in. And exhale, bring it all the way back in. Beautiful work, everyone. That is all from me for today. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's class. I love that class plan, so I hope you guys really liked it too. If there's any questions, any comments, let me know down below. But otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. See ya.